What's up, guys? Alvaro here, and welcome to the bilingual stock market channel again. Let's go ahead and talk about some stocks and about what happened today in the markets. And today we had yet again another green day in the markets with the Russell 2000 going up 0.21%, Nasdaq goes up 1.90%, Dow Jones goes up 0.30%, and the S&P 500 goes up 0.81%. For the most part, today we had a communication services-led rally because Netflix and Facebook went on an absolute tear today. Both stocks went up today 4%. In mind, you guys, when it comes to the S&P 500, we could have gone even higher if it hadn't been by the financial sector, which ended up lagging today. It was one of the worst performing sectors today because basically Jamie Dimon released a letter to the shareholders of JP Morgan, myself included, letting us know that according to his opinion, the Federal Reserve isn't going to be able to engineer a soft landing. So Jamie Dimon believes that we are heading into a recession because the Federal Reserve is going to be very aggressive when it comes to hiking interest rates. We will see what that ends up playing out like. Crude oil goes up today 4.31%, closes today's trading session at $103. Gold goes up today 0.61%. Silver goes down not much. It only went down 0.14%. The 10-year Treasury yield went up today 1.47%, and the VIX, the volatility index, went down today 5.40%, and it closed today's trading session slightly below 19 points. Keep in mind, guys, and when it comes to the most important economic data that is coming out this week, that on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are going to have the Fed minutes. The Fed minutes are, for the most part, a summary of what was said in the previous Federal Open Market Committee. You guys know that we had a Federal Open Market Committee, a FOMC, back in March. So these Fed minutes are going to let us know what could be potentially happening in the next Federal Open Market Committee that is going to be taking place on May 3rd and May 4th, if I am not mistaken, when it comes to the next interest rate hike. So is it going to be 50 basis points? Is it going to be 25 basis points? We are going to have a better idea about this very important matter on Wednesday after 2 p.m. and that obviously is going to move the markets. When it comes to the situation between Russia and Ukraine, we haven't had any specific news today. The foreign ministry of Russia, Sergei Lavrov, said that they are still talking with the Ukrainians, but so far we haven't had any specific news when it comes to progress that hopefully someday is going to be made when it comes to the war in Ukraine. And keep also in mind that throughout this week, we aren't going to have any important earnings report. Some companies are going to be posting earnings, but for the most part, the Q1 earnings season is already over. And the next earnings season kicks off next Wednesday when JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Wells Fargo post their reports that is going to be pre-market. So when it comes to earnings, we won't have a lot of activity this week, but next week, the fun kicks off once again. When it comes to the sectors of the markets, and as I just said in the introduction of this video, communication services was the best performing sector today by a long shot. Goes up 2.77%. Consumer discretionary goes up today 2.25%. Shout out to Amazon and Tesla. Tesla went on an absolute tear today. We're going to go over Tesla at the end of this video. Technology goes up 1.90%. And when it comes to the lagging sectors, guys, other than financials, the worst performing sectors today were defensives. So we find consumer staples going down today 0.31%. We also find utilities going down 0.77%, and healthcare goes down 0.83%. If we take a look at the advances and declines distribution, we can confirm that we had a very broad rally today with 3,230 stocks going down and 4,424 stocks going up. When it comes to the trades that I closed and took in today's trading session, Home Depot was the first one. I only closed 2 trades today. So this was a day trade. This morning I purchased 45 shares at $300.68. I paid $13,530 rather. And mind you guys, this was a textbook, a double bottom formation that I was able to identify. And that's the reason why I took this successful day trade. So I purchased these 45 shares. Depot bounced back up and I closed this trade at $304.36 and I was paid $13,696. I ended up making over here $160. And what do you know, guys? My favorite stock throughout this year when it comes to trading, Coinbase. So let me show you over here what happened with Coinbase. Last Friday, I sold a put option. So I sold the $160 put that expires in September. I was paid $1,940 and I decided to close this position today on time, by the way, because after I closed this position, Coinbase retraced a bit. So I paid $1,750 in order to buy back the put I sold that I had sold last Friday. So I ended up making over here $190. $350 was my total gain in today's trading session. S&P 500 goes up today 0.81% and it closed today's trading session at 4,582 points. So the bulls were able, guys, to reconquer the 100-day moving average at 4,543 points. This is obviously very bullish. This implies that the bulls are already trading above all the major moving averages. Bullish action, no doubt about it. We could even see, or we could even say rather over here, that we might see a golden cross unfolding anytime soon, guys. You guys can see how this 50 SMA might be crossing above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart, maybe tomorrow, maybe throughout this week. This is obviously a bullish sign. When it comes to the RSI of the S&P, 61 points, very healthy from a technical standpoint. So the next important task for the bulls is going to be taking on 4,600 points. We are talking about an area in which the bulls failed on 2 occasions back in February, and this is also an area in which a double top formation started to unfold. And after this double top formation, let's say started out in early February, the S&P 500 collapsed. So this is an important spot from a technical standpoint. If the bulls can take on 4,600 or 4,600 points, then the next important gap that they are going to need to fill is going to be up to 4,630 points, a previous area of resistance in which they felt back on March 29th. So the S&P 500 is in control of the bulls once again. And the most important task for them, rather than taking on 4,600 or bursting above 4,630 points, is defending, guys, the 100-day moving average, because above this moving average, the bulls are in absolute control of the S&P 500. When it comes to the NDX, Nasdaq 100, this index goes up today 2%, and it closed today's trading session at 15,159 points. Here, when we take a look at the 4-hour chart, there is a very important aspect that is worth to be pointed out, guys. The bulls haven't been able to close above the 100-day moving average since January 12th. So this 100-day moving average at around 15,200 points is a very important spot, because once the bulls have burst above and close one, and once the bulls are able to close one trading session above the 100-day moving average, from a technical standpoint, they are going to be regaining full control of the NDX. So needless to say, this is going to be the most important task, closing one single trading session above the 100-day moving average. If the NDX keeps on going on a tear, which could be the case because the RSI isn't that elevated, it is at 65 points, so the bulls still have gas in the tank over here, The next important gap in order to be filled to the upside is going to be up to 15,700 points. We are talking about a former area of resistance back from early September. So very good work for the bulls over here. And mind you, I just told you in the case of the S&P that we are about to see a golden cross with the 50 SMA potentially crossing above the 180 SMA anytime soon in the S&P. And in the case of the NDX, the unfolding of a golden cross seems to be inevitable over here, guys. You guys can see how this 50 SMA is almost crossing above the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So the bulls are in total control of the Nasdaq 100. The first stock of this video is going to be NIO. And in the case of NIO, the stock of this Chinese company went on an absolute tear today. Goes up 8.76%, and it closed today's trading session at $23.85. So we had very good news when it comes to Chinese stocks, because Chinese authorities said that they don't mind Chinese companies that trade publicly here in the US to comply with the same regulations when it comes to audits that apply for the American companies that are publicly traded here in the US. So that's very good news, because you guys know that the SEC stated a deadline up to 2024, if I am not mistaken, for all the Chinese companies, all of the ADRs that trade publicly here in the US to comply with the same audit rules that apply for the American companies. So the Chinese authorities are saying like, okay, go ahead. So you guys can give to the American authorities or to the Securities and Exchange Commission all the information they need. So this news, for the most part, rules out the risk for the Chinese companies to be delisted from the U.S. Stock market in 2024. Very good news, and therefore the Babas of the worlds, the JD.coms of the worlds, the Pinduoduos of the worlds have been going on an absolute tear. I am going to zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, and when it comes to the technical analysis, watch out for $23. This is a very important spot for NIO. $23 is a previous area of resistance back from late March, also back from mid-March, also back from early March, and we are also talking about a former area of support back from mid-February. So any process of consolidation of NIO, guys, slightly above $23 is nothing but a sign that the bulls are gathering momentum in order to make another push higher and potentially being able to fill the next gap up to $26. $26 happens to be a previous area of resistance back from mid-February, in which the bulls of NIO failed on 2 occasions. So with the RSI of this Chinese stock being at 65 points, healthy from a technical standpoint, this is a stock that I am going to keep a close watch on, because I think that $26 are coming up anytime soon if the bulls can remain trading slightly above $23. And the second stock of this video is going to be Palantir. This is not the ticker symbol, my bad. Okay. So in the case of Palantir Technology, goes up today 5.78%, and it closed today's trading session at $14.63. So guys, you know that time is more important than price, right? So check this out. Palantir, or the bulls of Palantir, haven't been able to trade above $14.20 since January 21st. As you guys can see here on the 4-hour chart, Palantir has been trading inside this horizontal channel, as I just said, since January 21st. And on top of that, they failed trying to burst above $14, let's say $14.30 ish, on 1, 2, 3, and 4 occasions since mid-January. So the fact that the bulls of Palantir were able to burst above $14.30 in today's trading session is a very encouraging sign. So the next gap that the bulls of Palantir need to fill to the upside is going to be up to the 100-day moving average at $15.74. The RSI of Palantir as of now is a bit elevated. It's at 70 points. But since good momentum is kicking in over here, I wouldn't be surprised, guys, if this gap can be filled right away. So if we pick up some shares of Palantir at $14.44, $14.30, and if we write them up to the 100-day moving average, as I just said, at $15.77, we are looking at an 8% profit trade. And mind you, I am going to pull up my drawing tool over here. We can see an uptrending channel. Oh, okay, there you go. We can see a clear uptrending channel on the 4-hour chart. We can also see a golden cross. You guys can see how this 50 SMA already crossed above the 180 SMA on March 25th. So Palantir is looking very attractive from a technical standpoint, and I think that $15.70 are coming up anytime soon. And the third stock of this video is going to be Sofi Technologies, another stock that seems to be coming back from the dead. Sofi goes up today 4.72%, and it closed today's trading session at $9.77. This is a technical chart that looks kind of alike relative to Palantir's one, because we can see an uptrending channel on the 4-hour chart, and take a look at how this 50 SMA on the 4-hour chart coincides with the lower line of this uptrending channel. On top of that, guys, the bulls of Sofi have been failing at $10.20. They haven't been able to burst above this level since early March. So they failed on 1, 2, and 3 occasions. On top of that, $10.20, the area in which they have failed on 3 occasions since early March, coincides with the 180 SMA on the 4-hour chart. So I'm thinking, guys, that if the bulls of Sofi can take on this 180 SMA, or if they can take on the upper line of this, or let's say if they can take on $10.20, which is the upper line of the resistance that they haven't been able to burst above since early March, they are going to be able to fill the next gap up to $11.26. $11.26 happens to be a previous area of support back from early February. So watch out for this push to the upside, because from $10.35, $10.30, once we have confirmed from a technical standpoint that Sofi is breaking out from this area of $10.20, so if this were to happen, we are looking at a 9% profit, and the last stock of this video is going to be none other than Tesla, my Tesla. There you go. I am a very proud shareholder of Tesla. Tesla went on an absolute tear today, up 5.61%, and it closed today's trading session at $1,145. And take a look at these, guys. We have had, for the most part, a tsunami of good news when it comes to Tesla. Okay, Q1 22 sales. Toyota down 15%, General Motors down 24%, Ford Motors down 17%, Stellantis down 13%, Honda down 27%, and Tesla up 68%. On top of that, you guys know that Tesla announced last week, and this is something that I do not agree with, that there is going to be a vote eventually to decide upon a potential new stock split. I think that it is unnecessary at these levels. The valuation of Tesla is already very stretched, from at present. Let's just put it that way. And I think that a new stock split is going to stretch even more Tesla's current valuation. I don't agree. My vote is going to be no, 100% sure. And on top of that, I mean, that's good news. So a bunch of retail investors feel excited when it comes to stock splits. Amazon's, Google's, and Tesla is obviously isn't the exception to the rule. On top of that, the new Gigafactory of Austin in Texas is going to start to manufacture vehicles next week. I think that there is going to be a party on Thursday because the Gigafactory is finally going to start to manufacture vehicles. So we have had a tsunami, a perfect tsunami of good news when it comes to Tesla. You guys have to be careful. I am not going to try to take any trades over here when it comes to Tesla. I have been selling covered calls, and I am a long-term investor. So Tesla is getting extremely overheated over here. You guys can see the RSI of the stock of this company at 75 points, very elevated. So can Tesla keep on pushing higher and fill the next important gap right away up to $1,210? This is a previous area of resistance in which the bulls of Tesla felt back on January 3rd. Yeah, this is a potential scenario, guys, but be careful because Tesla is very overheated, as I just said. So if any of you is interested in taking a short-term trade over here, watch out for some sort of retracement of Tesla down to $1,111. We are talking about a previous area of resistance back from January 12th and also a previous area of resistance back from December 23rd. If we happen to see this pullback of Tesla, then obviously the RSI is going to cool off a bit, and we can expect, since we are talking about a very identifiable previous area of resistance, I would say that a retracement down to $1,111 is very likely to come across with some buyers. So from $1,111 up to the area of resistance, in which Tesla fell today at $1,151, we are looking at a 3% profit, and up to the next area of resistance that I just told you guys about at $1,210. We are looking at an 8% profit. So watch out for Tesla giving up some gains and paying a visit down to $1,111 per share. And with Tesla, my Tesla, I am going to wrap up this video. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you very much for hanging out with me once again. Remember, and keep in mind, guys, that here on the Bilingual Stock Market channel, we are posting stock market update videos Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, as well 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. So if you want to get all of the notifications of all of our videos in a timely manner, you have to be subscribed to this YouTube channel, but you also need to activate the notification bell right up there. Follow us on Instagram as well, guys, at Bilingual Stock Market. And remember that this is the Bilingual Stock Market channel, the YouTube channel, in which we talk about the markets, but we do things differently because we talk about the markets in 2 different languages, English and Spanish, so you can pick your preferred language. But most importantly, this is the YouTube channel in which we know that the wonderful world of Wall Street is not for geniuses, it is for entrepreneurs just like you guys and myself. My name is Alvaro, and I will see you guys tomorrow once again, 3 or 4 hours after the market closes. Peace out.